Well, we're in Massachusetts, day 2 of the Massachusetts Spring Meet. Come on, smile, kiddo.
Wink at Wendy. Wink. Wink.
Order a pizza.
Very good.
Lori, give Wendy a wink.
Come on, Lori.
Give her a wink.
Wink at Wendy. You didn't bring them or you wasn't? Wink. She's like this. Wink at Wendy.
My kind of woman, bashful, and has a big supply of candy.
Hope it comes.
Hey, Billy Suarez. I think we're still in practice flights here. Anyway, we do have some footage of this meet on the tape before this. And obviously we're only going to get as much as we can out of this battery. We only have one battery here today. Bill Suarez, we'll be probably spending a lot of time with him at the mats, at the team trials. Last night we had a great dinner at PJ Scott's. Really nice dinner, had a great time. Running the Super Tiger 60 by Big Jim, high RPM volley prop. By the way, this is one of the planes he's done an excellent repair on, still flies well. We've got quite a few entries in expert. Today should be a nice contest. Air looks perfect right now. I don't think it's going to get a whole lot better than this. We really haven't had any air this whole year comparable to this, where it's really smooth, really nice. Good crowd, good social day. It's funny, if you missed on the last tape, I don't know if Glenn Keller is here today. Glenn had his dog locked up in that little cage all day, and we actually were going to pay Glenn Keller to get in the cage to end the video and bark a few times for us, but then we decided, nah, guys just had some medical problems. We don't want to we don't want Noel Drindak to die laughing up there at Scott Smith's or something watching these videos. Anyway, that was funny yesterday with Jake, the dog. That was really something cool. I enjoyed that. They had a great dinner at PJ Scott's, and now just to make mention of, we're going to have on the Mass Cup, I don't know if we're going to be on our cross-country vacation or not, but we're going to have an official banquet. They're going to reserve we talked to them last night. It looks like they're going to reserve the banquet hall for us. So maybe if you haven't been up to one of the Mass contests in a long time, and this I'm including Banjock especially, maybe you can get in that junk mobile of yours and drive up here and win the contest, Dan. It'll be fun. Either way, whether we make it or miss it, this is one of the more fun meets. Nice, low key. You got 6 toss circles to fly on. You can start at daybreak. You can fly till dark. They have food. They have porta potties. Air is generally directional, very unlike the circle burner field. And always good clean competition. A lot of fun. And every once in a while, as a little sideshow here, they start up these C5As, and they're taxiing around and doing touch and goes and doing wing overs and stuff with them. Now, what was interesting yesterday, watching Waldo fly. Now, Waldo's really come a long way. Of course, Billy is a super expert. Midgley, I don't know, he was having some trouble with his glow plugs before. I don't know if he's out the other circle straightened out. Woody has a new plane, but he didn't bring it, the Wimp. We're going to be calling him Woody the Wimp from now on. And I know, his new plane, I have heard through the grapevine, it's a beauty, so look forward to seeing it, helping him trim it out. He was working on that body problem, moving his right hand all over the place yesterday. Dave? Dave? Woody, is that Dave's new Windstar? Is that your son's Windstar?
Yeah.
The red one? Oh, looks nice. Got the same?
Sharon's.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Looks nice. You got rid of the other thing, the Chevy?
Oh, yeah.
It looks real nice. That's a nice vehicle, boy. That thing is just a honey pie.
Well, he knew that you had one.
Mine has never even had a hint of a loose screw. It's just been perfect. I think Borelli's real happy with his too, so. Good modeler's car.
He puts a lot of mileage on it going to Massachusetts.
Yeah. It's a nice vehicle. Yeah, I'm hip. Hey, let me ask you something. Did you work on that body problem with the arm? I got you doing it.
I tried.
No, I mean I got you. I just tried to get on the inside square. I know that's all you were interested in.
That's right.
Well, if you have a minute at the end of the pattern, maybe that's what you want to do. Just practice squares. You got braided. Yeah. No, I mean, when you have solids, you can't get to the end of the flight and then do, 10 triangles. But with braided, you probably could do 8 or 10. It wouldn't be a problem. And step into them. Get used to stepping into the maneuver. You know what you could do too, Woody? Step into the maneuver. All right, let's see. 50-50s here. Oh, no. Oh, no, 50-50s here. Oh, my God. Let's see the shirt. What is today's shirt of choice? Oh, my God. You're always into this pornography. If I would get into pornography, I could make some real money. Let's see the plane. Everybody here is talking about your plane.
All right.
And I figure, what the hell? Sooner or later, he'll get it right. Come on, show and tell time. Let's see this puppy. Oh my God! You're helping all these guys with their technology now, right?
Most definitely.
I mean, you got Noel Drindak whipped into shape yet, or?
He's almost there.
Okay. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Did Steve do the paint, or did you do it? I mean,
I did the paint.
The design work. The design.
Did the design.
Yeah, that's great. It looks like a Steve job. Very neat. Very nice.
Except for the lettering, he had a different stencil for it. I couldn't find it in the stores.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Scotty ran it off on his computer.
Right.
And we did it with the frisket and
with frisket paper.
Little frisket.
You can't even feel it. Perfect.
Then I was down at the Ram show.
Look at the cockpit. Nice cockpit. Wow. Nice.
Little guy in there got the full badge.
Yeah, right.
Got that from your tapes.
Yeah, great. Let's see the motor. Now, that's one of the new K&Bs, the blue ones?
No, that's the LA4 OS. The LA40.
Oh, I thought that was Brodak's motor.
No?
Yeah. That looks nice.
We added one extra head shim to it.
Yeah, that'll help.
We're still working on the pipe. I got the pipe roughly about 17 inches.
Okay.
Started off at 19.
You can always finagle with that a little bit.
Yeah.
See, that looks nice. And that's an inexpensive motor or an expensive motor?
Inexpensive. I got it down at the Ram show for $49.
$49 is a price I like.
Then at Tower Hobbies, it's $59.
Yeah, but so what? $59 is the right price. That looks real nice. Oh, that's beautiful. That is nice.
With the motorcycle show at my George yesterday, they had some chrome or aluminum polish.
Right, semi-chrome. That's what they use on motorcycles. Yeah.
It's like a cotton.
Yes, yes. They make it for brass too. That guy at Antique Show. So you could polish this all up too. Or if you really want to be a nut, you can make, like I had some of these, I anodized them red and black. Make it blue to match the motor. Oh man. Buy an extra one so then you don't use it till the day after the match. You know? Yeah, that looks great. How much does it weigh?
Just a tad over 50.
Wow. See, this is something I've done myself.
Did that down at Scott's house.
Oh yeah, flying in grass. Make gear without wheel pants for the grass. And then do what Billy Suarez does. Wrap the solder until it's the same weight. You know what I mean? So the plane doesn't fly and turn different.
Right.
Wendy!
I'm sure Billy's done that too. I'm sure we've all done that. You didn't invent anything here. But that is a nice little setup.
Wendy, you have to get the tail too.
What did he do with the tail? Let's see. More pornography?
Yeah.
He's into pornography. Look at this guy. He's just oversexed. That's all there is to it.
Wendy, did you see
Too much
the other
testosterone.
Wendy, did you see the other airplane?
Oh, I know, but every one he does is getting better and better. Some guys build 10 planes and they don't get better. You don't even, it's not a big deal. Come on, 50-50, you're on my feet, you're on my toes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, now we get it on. Get it.
Yeah, try it out for the price.
Yeah, I know it.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Everybody likes that price. You notice that? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I've got about a gallon and a half of fuel.
Holy geez, it's great. Hey, you stealing something out of that van, boy? No, no, no. Here we go again. Yeah, they're starting with their maneuvers early today. You got a hole in the tubing?
I don't know that I know of.
As soon as I tip it up, it just starves itself and shuts
All
off.
right, check that the tank doesn't have a leak. Pressure check the tank first.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Pressure check the filter. A lot of times if they get hot, they don't seal real good. You know what I'm talking about? And a lot of times they'll have a kink right here from being bent back, right where the tubing is sharp.
Yep.
Check that too.
You don't have to take it out to do that.
No, you can check it right in the plane.
You can pull it back and run it right through here. And do what? Well, I should let the fuel come out of it.
You can pressure check it with the fuel in it. It doesn't matter. Just make sure when you let go of the one, you're not pointing it at your nose or something.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because I got a mouthful of ones on the pressure was going to die.
Yeah.
In my sinuses, Wendy, I thought I was headed for the hospital.
I know.
I'll tell you.
There's a famous story about somebody, we won't mention his name, who was so thirsty one day, mistook the jug of nitro for the jug of juice. Ran over and took a big swig, swallowed the juice. Won't mention any names. I don't want to be politically incorrect here or anything, but it's a true story.
Who's got a blow on it? You have to blow on it. Don't suck it.
Yeah. Give it positive pressure, not negative pressure.
Right. And
I got a syringe. You want to get a positive pressure with that? Or if you don't want to blow it.
Doesn't look like anything's coming out of there. That looks solid.
Sure does.
That looks solid as a rock.
Try it again. Just plug it up again. We'll try it again.
If the tank is clean and you're really in doubt, just eliminate the filter. Put a piece of tubing in between. Give it a, sometimes there's those microscopic hairs. Watch you dripping out onto the.
I used to build tanks. I used to blow in them and hold it for about 30 seconds or 60 seconds.
Right.
And let my finger out. So my proof I knew it was good.
Yeah.
My God, that filter's brand new.
That doesn't mean anything though.
I know.
Let me see.
Well, you filter your fuel before you do it.
Yes, I do.
A lot of times you'll see in the rough part there'll be the little white hairs. Looks like cotton. And that's you almost don't see it. Just eliminate the filter to get rid of that for now. Then you know it's not that. You know, you can eliminate one of the possible things. Where's the motor? Let me see the motor. The bar is turned. If it's loose, no. That feels good. See, but the ratchet isn't too tight, too loose. Take the needle out. You don't need a needle. You don't need this needle setting, right?
Well, let's...
Always do. Well, you gotta get a new needle setting anyway. This is of no value. It didn't run the last time. Check the needle if this isn't loose. You know how they loosen up sometimes? Maxes loosen up.
Here's your answer. You can't look through that.
Okay, there you go.
You can't look through here.
Blow it out and see what's in there. See if you can catch.
See with your eye? Yep.
Put a piece of tubing and run it into a paper towel so you can see what it is.
I had a...
You know, like when a plane sits over the winter, you get all kind of crap in there.
I just went through this.
Yeah, I know. Bruce had problems yesterday and turned out to be the glow plug.
You can't get through this. There is... Look at it.
You get it?
Water or what? I don't know what it was.
Well, blow it out, whatever it is. And I'll blow it the other way, too. Go both ways. Just put the tubing right on the ratchet and blow it the other way. Because if it's shutting off, you know it's starving for fuel.
You can't even blow through it, can you?
Yeah. Now hold your finger on the other side and see if it'll go down through the spray bar. No problem? Okay. All right. And even better, if you flush some fuel, you got a fuel can?
Yeah,
flush
right
some
here.
fuel through there too, because once you put this back together, you want to have it done.
I'll hold it up right.
I can just go to here.
Now, I would blow it backwards. I would blow it back out the way it came in. It came in this way. So
Right, backwards.
backwards.
You know, if it's starving for fuel, if you diagnose it that it's starving for fuel,
The engine will never, it runs rich all the time, yep. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
What?
Okay. All right.
she just gave Woolsey's plane a bath.
You want me to put my finger on that and do it once to make sure the...
Ready?
Oh, you did.
Well, you know that's open. Okay. Okay. But that's the way you have to diagnose this. That's the way you have to go through it.
She'll be loaded.
The engine doesn't get fuel, it's not going to run.
1 o'clock in the morning, Wendy, on Thursday.
If I have to go through the details with you.
Just make sure the wind doesn't come up. We'll all be happy.
Expert in this and intermediate.
Well, I'd reverse that immediately. If I... Tom Niebuhr, eat your heart
Yeah,
out.
we're gonna fly. We'll fly bi-slabs at intermission today. We'll see.
Oh my God.
Well, but you know, I didn't bring it yesterday because I thought it was only something you could do in New Jersey.
No. You can make an ass out of yourself any way you want. Don't scratch that muffler when you crash.
Every crash repair is a different color, Wendy.
Well, see, if you wouldn't spend so much time befuddling with stuff like this and finish
But I gotta tell you,
the mosquito.
What's over here?
what's that?
You got a little piece of something in there? What happened?
Karen, he's too busy restoring his 56 Cadillac.
Cool. That's
65 Cadillac,
65.
right?
65. Yeah.
Look at
And
this.
teaching 25 students how to play
Yeah. You know, you want to teach your kids how to play a piano, give them a videotape, you know, and go finish that mosquito. I'm dying to see that thing go.
This is what we do for some days. You go to the field and you come back and you realize.
Big Bird of Connecticut here. Yeah, I say.
Clevis came off.
Oh, that'll just as bad.
Well, I have at least fuel tubing on mine to keep the ears together.
Yeah,
He didn't have
fuel
any-
tubing vibrates off though too.
Yeah, well-
Hey, Larry! Larry! He's
have
deaf
anything.
too. Let's hear it, baby. Come on, get the plane. Get the plane.
What do you want to hear?
Get the plane. Let's hear. Show and tell.
You got a thermos, but he's got a cup of coffee.
Oh, let's see what he's got. I see Marlboro. Or what the hell's in there? Switch? Hobbies.
Hobbies, a cup of coffee.
Can of beer. A cigar.
A cigar.
God, he looks a lot like Midgley. Unbelievable. Hey, nice turning job on the landing gear, aluminum turning, that's cool. That's a lost art. They used to do that in the 60s.
The rubber drum that you put the Dremel sleeve on?
Yep.
I took the sleeve off, cut a little circuit sandpaper, glued on the bottom, put a drill press. That's not straight, but who cares?
What motor's in here? Flip that over.
The KB ABC 40 Snipe.
This is the one you had good luck with, Rodax motor?
Excellent.
Great.
I can't rave it. I'm going to buy another one.
Well, we look forward to seeing it fly. That's what it's all about.
Unfortunately, today my youngest son graduates. My last one.
Oh, then you're off the hook? Now they're all out of the house?
Yep.
They're all going to make a lot of money and send you checks. Your retirement will be one of wealth and happiness. Okay, let's see now. What do we attribute the cause of this to? Let me see. Oh, Clevises! How unique! I just got done telling Frank about this shit. Look at this stuff.
And this man made an excellent point that the clevis was not positioned in the inboard side.
Right. If you bend the wire here, bend the wire outboard, because see the way this is bent?
Yeah,
as soon as the solder breaks, centrifugal force says goodbye. Boom.
That's what happened
Bend
here.
it the other way. Sure.
You got the inboard part.
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly.
These are what beginners are learning to do.
Well, this is the whole purpose of having somebody help somebody, so everybody doesn't have to do clevises.
That's why you have a video in your
clevises.
kit when you buy a kit.
That's right.
That shows you the good things that you should
And the
know.
first thing it says is don't use these. Now see, another thing if you want to know. See brass tubing? Okay. When you solder, you know what happens? Some of the flux stays inside the tubing.
Then it starts rotting.
Humidity? Exactly. Ed Captainelli lost a beautiful plane. A show. Exactly. All flux is acidic. And so Stay Bright is sulfuric acid, so it's even worse.
And you've got to neutralize that.
See another thing here, mistake. See how high this is? You want to make the push rod as close to the belker. When this sits up, supposing it was up here, it winks back and forth at it.
What do you think of Z-bends?
Z-bends are fine.
Okay.
See another mistake, soldering a wire like this, because all the stress is on one side. You want to pull it that it's coming over. Exactly.
You recommend at least 5 inches when you're doing a solid lead out on your lead out.
5 inches is good, but it's not, it could be 6, it could be 4.
Tips, you get it right on the tip.
Yeah, you don't make the loop real tight because then you got a bend that's doing this.
Owner, disgusting.
Want to buy some clevises and ball
I want to buy
links?
something the right thing this time.
No,
That
that's...
patrol you warned me about those before I even brought this
But
up.
when you have a mistake, share it with people so all these guys don't have to do the same thing over and over again. That's what it's... Uh-oh, I hear a jet.
There you go.
There's a lot of things. See, if you only see them once, that's all you have to see them. You know?
Get that down right on top of the boat.
And in the early 80s, guys, when these things first came out, everybody had them in their stunt ship, and one by one, boom, boom, boom. And half of the guys go, oh, I can't tell anybody. Oh, I'll be embarrassed. I just lost the plane because the lead out fractured. The solid wire. You know? But well, we don't know why. Defective wire, I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I got 10 planes that are 10 years old and didn't break, and one 3 years old that did. What's the
You could actually take
reason?
and lose that washer with it going that way.
Centrifugal force will hold it in.
Hold it in, and then once you're on the ground, you say, uh-oh.
Exactly.
Can I make another suggestion if you don't already do it, especially on aluminum bell cranks? I have a chamfer tool. Okay, you can buy them in a machine shop supply place. Okay.
How much sugar you put
And
in
I take all holes that I drill, and I take it and I turn it to put a chamfer on each edge.
Break the edge. There should never be a sharp edge.
Yeah, never.
Right, it's like a connecting rod in a race car. If there's a sharp edge or fracture starts.
That's a weak point.
Like this here, I don't know if you got rosin solder or silver solder or what. 60-40.
You should always use Stay Bright.
Stay Bright. And then you make sure you...
And and never use brass tubing. Use an arrow shaft or use a straight wire.
Yeah.
See, that's the way you can learn all the things in one stroke of the pen.
This is why I'm here. I'm learning a lot.
See, you don't want to spend a whole winter building a plane and then have one. Uh-oh, Waldo's going for the high-tech option here.
It's either a tank problem or an engine problem.
What do you got?
I got a bottle tank, and
Oh. It can't be the solder joint, huh? Is that what you're saying?
I wonder sometimes. So Dave gave me some help.
Yeah, Dave's an expert on that. I don't know much about them, but I know Midgley gets them to work good too.
Normally I get them to work.
I'll take first flight. You want to switch?
You don't pay enough money.
I'm only busting you. Oh, that's what it is.
Hand head or a Hemi?
No, this is regular.
A squish fan? If you want to try a Hemi head, I got one in the box. You're welcome to play with it and just give it back to me when you're done.
Alright, this one has 2. But
See, your characteristics, Waldo, are different on a squish band head when you shim it than a Hemi.
Yeah.
You lose the squish band. You lose the effect that a squish band has when you shim it.
Yeah.
So in effect, you just have a head instead of a squish band head.
Yeah. Squish band's got to be within 4 thousandths of the piston.
Yeah, or else it's not a squish band, it's just a rock.
All right, stop, world, look out.
Let's see, what? Don't tell me. Suarez is buying fuel? Don't you know you can borrow this stuff?
Look out, world. We've got fuel.
Oh.
How many head gaskets?
I want to go with 1.
You're running pretty good. Well, I'd be careful.
Well, I'm going to change the plug too, because I think it's cooked. Initially, this setup was running fairly well, and
well, if you can, you should go down where they sell RC cars and get some Allen screws. Those screwdrivers, what happens?
These are terrible.
Oh, and not on that, you slip with them and you go right into the plane. I've done that already.
I don't like this setup. This is an old one.
So you're going to try just running 1 head gasket. That's the deal?
I want to start with 1.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, try that spare head that's in my box. Even if I'm not... back in action. Everybody's kind of got their problems sorted out. Don't use clevises. Even if you see somebody use them, don't use them, period. End of discussion. There's some of the planes in the expert class here.
We come out of the bedroom and we spent the
Bob Aronston's really good. I flew this yesterday. Really good Nobler. Oh. Mail this right to Bob Gieske, boy. He'd love this. Good flying plane.
She went through the house. Daddy, 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 daddy.
First official flight of the day. Anybody that doesn't know, I've been raising these 6, they're now 8 fish in my pond. And this is the first weekend Karen and I have gone away and left Craig in charge of cleaning the filters, scooping off all the dead leaves, and feeding the koi. I left him strict instructions. If I get home and these fish are starving, he's going to be in big trouble. These fish will get even with me. What I did too, I put an outdoor light by the pond, a big floodlight, so we've been working on all kind of little other stuff, and it's been fun. Anyway, back to model planes here. Kind of a nice backdrop with the bombers in the backdrop. Not bombers, really, the transports. C5As, and it looks like we had a couple take off this morning. When they go on their maneuvers and there's 3 or 4 of them flying overhead at any given time, it adds a nice little, a nice dimension of aerodynamics or something. Started flying pattern master that you automatically moved up to expert. Absolutely. Is Hummel sandbagging it here? He is sandbagging it. Well, he's got a wife that's with child, so we'll let him sandbag 1 more year. Then we'll move him up to expert. Well, too many days you couldn't beat me, so. Yeah, but you're a pro. I mean, you're a dedicated individual. Bill's he's a pizza guy, man. He's out having fun, raising fish. Yeah. No, he's got to keep them healthy. He's got to start eating chicken white meat and stuff, vegetables with every meal. Oh man. See, that's when they're good. He doesn't get any meat at all. This Monday night when he sleeps away the fat Smith's house. Karen has got me whipped into shape diet-wise. I ordered pizza twice from the same place in one day. The guy was so impressed he wouldn't take a tip. He says, "You just ordered this afternoon." I said, "Yeah, I'm hungry again." He says, "You got to be crazy eating all this pizza." I said, "I am crazy." Got a nice motor run on this. I want to see Duncan's plane. How's Duncan's plane fly? I got it on tape, but
Duncan's plane.
how's it fly? Nice?
Awesome.
Flies well?
I like that. That's got the balance point where you would want it. That thing turns on a dime. Or half a dime.
That's great. See, that's the only suggestion I had like to try with yours. Try a little more tail heavy. See the other combination you want to try too, Bob?
Yeah.
When you try a tail heavy, put it on braids. Because the plane will get sensitive in level flight, and if the solids stick, you're in trouble. That's why I don't like the. You know, yesterday was fine, today is fine, but you get a day with a lot of humidity in the morning, and it'll scare you to death when it doesn't pull out of the wing over.
I got a set of braids for it too.
I mean, and then you have it like a setup. I would be thinking, you put a ½ ounce of clay on the tail of that plane, all it's going to do is make the end of the flight like the front of the, you know. Right. The beginning of the wing over and the first couple squares will be like it is. At the end of the flight, that thing just locks right in. It's beautiful. I'm sure I got some video of it yesterday. Even the handle was set nice. You know, a lot of guys, like, I have trouble picking up their handle. That handle was fine.
So I like to take it pretty straight up and down at any level.
Yeah, yeah.
Some guys like it tilted down a little bit.
Right, right. I know Bill Suarez, his is like raked back or forward or whatever, and Joe Adamusco has that thing where he rakes it forward or back or whatever. Neutral isn't neutral.
Bill and I are usually pretty close in here to set up too. I pick up his handle and play it for him.
No problem, and you don't find neutral is like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? So this has a nice motor run, boy.
I don't think I've flown this one yet. I flew the blue one.
This looks like an excellent flying plane. Anything it's doing wrong is pilot input. The plane, if anything, it might even be trimmed, you know, you could get it a little more tail heavy. I don't know.
He flies more nose heavy than I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, we're gonna
the Sundance Kid. Boy, Casala drop dead. Yes, I do.
Hey, Wendy.
What's happening, guy?
Austin?
Hello there. How you doing? Yeah, I remember this well. I spent many days in Bradley's trying to trim this one out.
This is a hard plane at times, isn't it?
Said it lightens up on top of the...
hard. It's a monster.
It's a monster. It's a pig, but it's a lighter pig. It's not a heavy pig, but it's sort of bigger. Do you listen to this? Are they getting this?
Sure.
I don't want to hear it.
Sure. What do you think? You're immune? If I'm not immune, who is, you know? Yeah, I remember when Jimmy built this, he built 2 of them. Steve designed the paint
It's about the same size as a Pattern Master, I would say, right?
No, it's much more. Much more.
I have the Plainstone Pattern Master. Measures quite similar to that.
I don't know what wing and tail we use, but he probably doesn't know either, you know what I mean? Difficult plane to trim.
Yeah, right.
Difficult to trim.
I said what I said before.
Not very straightforward.
I flew it for the first time yesterday.
Your friend's plane is going to be a piece of cake. Stanley's plane will be... No, I mean, it's all straight. Everything's straight, level straight. With some of these things, oh, man.
Meters on it when he put it together. 3 of them.
Good, good.
That's how fuzzy this is.
He's happy with it, right?
Oh, he loves it.
Okay,
Now
good.
that you straightened out his handle spacing from prop and everything.
Yeah, that's good. That's all he needed. He didn't need a lot. And the tank shim, I didn't notice even what the it was faster inside than outside. You gotta do it like a couple of times and then average it out.
He loves it.
Bruce Olson, first official flight. This is the first official of the expert flights. Bill Suarez giving him a launch. Had some problems yesterday with glow plugs. Thought it was the tank. Fooled around a little bit, got it run. On his practice flight this morning, it ran fine. It's a combination Glenn Metter and Lou Dudka design. Well, I think his own kind of rudder shape. Looks like a Mooney rudder, in fact. Bruce, one of our regulars, one of the best. Was the Rookie of the Year in, I believe, 86, but I'm not sure it was one of the Nats. He was the Rookie of the Year. Now a firmly dedicated family man. And we hope we can get him out to a Nats again. I hope he goes. I know he's got reservations. Get out there and do it, Bruce. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, good save. Yeah, it's warming up, but the wind is coming up, so breezy anyway.
Bruce got lucky. I thought he was going to crash.
No, he bailed out good. Our first flight in, but nobody was around to videotape it, so just keep him out of the sun. Don't want any more blisters and bubbles and pilot overheatings. Oh, where is Keller? I gotta get this. Where is Keller? Jake's in his... Hey, 50-50, what is he doing in there? Jake! Come on out, Jake!
He can't. He's in there for a reason.
He's in there. We're putting Glenn Keller in that box later. Glenn's have to get in there if he wants me to fix his... Look at this! Animal abuse! Animal abuse!
No, they just want,
Oh my God! Well, you get nervous at the nudist colony, don't you?
Don't go that way. Wash off the water.
There's water in all nervous doing my dance.
Go in the ladies' room and wash it off.
With what? There's a get on, and this one needs to be done. If
Really?
I don't, I can't kneel down on that hot top.
Really? Wow, I thought you were just showing off. Like
No.
your days as catcher for the Mets or something.
I just told Peter. Took me 6 months to get that needle valve to send you.
Wow.
And I just walked over here, and they had one for sale. So I grabbed it.
Buy every one they have.
Positively.
11,000.
That's right.
That's the one, right?
Buy every needle valve, because they're not going to make them someday. And then where's the guy who's selling stuff?
He's got them all. They're all going.
You should have extra gaskets for your FP. If your friend has an FP, that's something you could
I
use.
was helping him out. I've got two FPs
that's
now.
good.
That's a good suggestion because I do have extra gaskets right now for the heads.
Here's another thing you ought to buy, because they don't make these anymore either.
Rodex bring them.
The one, yeah, but you don't know. Maybe next year, you know, who knows? In the meantime, you need them, you need them.
That was the last valve you had, huh?
And Thunderbolt plugs. These are the good bolt and a half plugs. So you got some stuff here. Taffender fuel, always Taffender fuel. Good
That's all I
man.
use.
That's right.
5 and 10.
Don't fool around.
No, buy the good stuff.
Bob Aronstein, never satisfied with just flying well. Ah! Watch, he's gonna hit my toolbox. Watch this, my toolbox down here somewhere. Fly into the toolbox, Bob, no problem. Toolbox carrier.
Bring it over here, I'll adjust the needle valve and fluid.
Yeah. Give him a Dick Kirsch job. Look at this. Where's Tom Niebuhr when you really need him?
The staff's broken on one side, it looks like.
Doesn't matter. You know what you ought to do, Pete? Run out and grab it in midair and just hold it for him. Don't let it go.
No way.
Hey! You know what I'm cheering about.
Hey, don't tell Jimmy Jim and all about that. You're making a championship out of it.
Hey, whatever the roach coach has got.
The Roach coach have anything good over there?
Yeah, it's a cheeseburger, not too bad.
Cheeseburger? Yeah.
I got all this trash in my truck.
You're just lucky, Woody.
I know that.
You're a fortunate soul. Hard to follow this thing. You don't know where he's going with it. Looks like the tail's breaking off of it.
He's here on the ground over here.
Yeah, he whacked. I got it on video, yeah. Uh-oh, he's got a 2-4 run now. Oh man, watch it cut out. You coward. Aronstein, where are you? You coward! Fly it! Wimp! I like to see it cut out when it's in its standing still in mid-air motion.
Nah, you don't really want to see that.
No, I won't get hurt. Are you kidding me? He landed on the tail before. Look at this. All right, Bobby. Hey! Come on, Robert Shaw. Let's see. What are you eating? Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Healthy turkey.
My wife's making me eat fruit today. I had fruit yesterday. She thinks I'm going to turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger if I eat enough pineapples.
How about his finances? You gonna...
Yeah, I don't have no. What, right?
That's on auto record.
Okay. Now hit the button and it'll say pause.
Ah! Say back. Here we go. I got the camera.
You were waiting for that one.
I was. We had to do this.
Everything I have, my son.
I've done vertical 8 to get to win. Yeah. I know, I have to. But you haven't flown it. You haven't flown it.
He's been up to Essex, but not
I haven't flown it? You
No,
haven't
he's
flown
been
it?
up there, but that place is closed. It's nice in some areas, but when it's loud. Windows and everything. I like it when we have sea breeze in the way and it pushes us into the far corner where the geese come from. I like that corner. And once in a while where the big pine is, but anything else is dangerous. The wall, the stone wall, forget it, that's definitely it.
When you find out I was a junior, so I found out I was 18, I said, every time.
No, I know, that's a good point.
Here we are at Westover Air Force Base. And we got Dave Midgley going up for unofficial flight. I outflew them 100 times beforehand. I don't remember. Launching for Dave today is Wendy Antonowski, better known as Wilfred. And I got the camera.
He's into Steven Spielberg.
I got the camera. I'll get this guy. He's been nailing me right and left. That's okay. It's payback time. We're just going to take a little panoramic view of this place and get some people on video. Right over here we have Dick Wosley and Billy Suarez. And we have some new people here.
15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah. I was there. Take a picture of it? I remember
Flying the card in the ball spring and flying great.
Remember when I was flying, we had... She's going to fly now. Come on, baby. Here we go.
follow the plane.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Sounds good.
How you doing, Wendy?
Now I have a good battery. Where's my good battery? We all have good batteries.
Hey, he's definitely got a rich run there, Wendy. Yeah, he can work that out.
Don't even bother recording it. That's too rich.
Good.
Okay, we're training Peter Michaels, a new professional video.
Yeah, you.
So if this footage stinks, send it back to Peter Michaels. Actually, we have motives. We want him to shoot some video up by Midgley. You can do some of this when I'm not around. It's good. Jim Borelli, second official flight. A little breezier than this morning, but still real nice. There's a warthog flying overhead. Going in. See if we can just follow the plane.
Yeah.
No problem?
No problem.
Okay. Now I know we got Tom Richards trained for national footage. Tom Richards is the official assistant Windy from now on. Official.
Low bottom, yeah.
Whoa.
Got him on that one.
Give me, baby.
Hey, baby, you don't need that one.
Smiling now.
That was a low bottom, Jimmy.
That was a Budweiser, known officially in the trade as a Budweiser bottom.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy, baby.
Come on, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to get your feedback on how you like that. You going to the Nats, Pete?
I'm thinking about it.
You better. Because otherwise I don't get my plane on file. I could never see my own flight. But I think Jim Damerel's going and Tom Richards. Tom is in pro form.
Wow.
No more pictures of shoes, shoelaces.
No more pictures of nothing. I mean, he do is absolutely blank.
You try, hey, you try your best.
See, I don't want to go too high because I don't want that sun in this lens. Absolutely not.
You practice from a couple different angles and you'll see.
Absolutely.
Not that difficult.
No. It's a very light camera too.
This is an excellent camera.
Yeah.
It's got a great viewfinder. Some of the ones with color monitors you can't see nothing.
Here he is just in his overheads, right?
Yeah. Now when you're done with the 4-leaf clover, just hit the record.
You got it.
Come on.
That's wild.
Okay, fantastic.
All right.
All right. You just hit the record
You
button
got him.
again. You're done. Pretty imposing sight here. Hey, I hope Peter Michaels' footage comes out. He's going to be part of our photo team at the Nats, I hope. This way I'd be able to hopefully get some other events in, some RC, some jets when we do the Nats videos. Get some other things that I'm sure would interest the average person. Bill Suarez, second official flight, coming up. He's getting pitted up there now. Pretty imposing sight, though. This is really something. Hard to believe how big these things are in real life. They really are unbelievable. Just park it in the garage here. Oh, the rudder isn't gonna fit. Oh, smash. Bill Suarez, second official flight. Like to, if we can, get over and shoot Johnny Duncan's second flight. See how that little tune pipe 40 is running. Now this is why we're trying to train Peter, so we can get all of the important flights, all of the unique things. It's really hard to fly, be part of repairing things and fixing things, and trying to get a lot of things done at once, and it's even more difficult at a big contest like the Nats. But we'll give it our best shot. We'll try. Anyway, I'd be looking for Peter Michael on future videos to have some really nice stuff. He's been a very good student, learning at a very rapid rate, and the thing that impressed me most was his willingness to spend some time helping other people. So you know he's going to be a good one. He's going to the Super Bowl. I smell diesel fuel. Somebody's running a diesel over here. Maybe it's that jet fuel. Phew, it is that jet fuel. Yeah. Beautiful that plane looks in the loops. Changes colors as it goes through the loops, much like a Seafire does. Different color on the bottom and the top, which always seems to be a real popular thing with the Chinese, the Europeans, the Japanese. They always paint the bottom of the plane different than the top. Americans, I think, prefer symmetry. Anyway, I kind of like this looks myself. Looks real nice on Jim Damerol's old time plane too, with the checkers on the bottom. start doing this, they start doing touch and goes and who knows what.
So where are you on points right now here?
Well, we'll see how they score this one. Billy was in second, we'll see. Certainly nice air. Certainly stayed nice all day, boy. Beautiful day. What Billy did on the first flight, he was running out of gas, and he did the 4-leaf clover anyway. I don't know. I'm glad he's not trying it. Ah, nice landing. Beautiful. What a day, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, by mistake, Dale Earnhardt happened to come into the contest here. We thought they were having a road race. Dale Earnhardt, number 3, Mr. Good Wrench, Noel Drindak. One of the people making some significant contributions to Pampa lately. Glad to see that he's doing that, and obviously would encourage everybody to give up your best ideas. We're over there working with Waldo for a while, trying to get him to familiarize himself with what I hope is going to be a little improvement with the Hemi head over the stock head, but again, we'll see. See, when you have a Tiger 60 and it's really going way too fast, a head gasket is one choice, a Hemi head is another choice, but the best of all things is a 14.5 rev up, cut to 13. So we're hoping Finley's Hobby in Wichita, Kansas will start producing them again. It'll be a big help to the guys that need that prop in their arsenal. And anytime you're trying to resolve a problem with wind-up with a plane going too fast, a 14.5 rev-up is an excellent choice. Excellent. Dale Earnhardt cruising around here. Number 3. It's funny, I made Karen watch part of a NASCAR race the other night just to see the real Dale Earnhardt, or the real number 3, or the real whoever it was. This has a nice run. Hey, you leave my buns alone. Karen's watching. People sneak up behind you with a car and pinch your ass. Not cute. Now see, if you were really cool, what he would do is pull up in a car that had a big number 3 on the side. One of those NASCAR Chevys with open pipes. Hey, that's class. You're going to go for it, Noel. You got to go for it.
Number 3 all over the super finished toolbox.
You got that right. I agree. What? He's getting better, though. No doubt about it.
Gotta bring size down.
Still flying a little big, you think?
Yeah. See the vertical rate down?
Well, through the lens, everything looks the wrong size.
Well, he had a big bottom on the tiny top.
Yeah, kind of a soft third corner on that. Usually you can make the plane more tail heavy and get rid of that. A little bit of solder on the tail wheel, Noel, will take care of that in one stroke of the pen. Boy, we had the weekend though, Dave, the weather. Holy mackerel. I would, if I knew the weather was like this, I'd move here. Circle burners, we have not had a day even close. Not one day.
Better up here.
No, this is the cat's meow. We really just hit it right on the head.
Yeah, but this much wind, you're in trouble.
Oh, you're dead. People crash planes. Even Middlesex is terrible when it's this windy.
Now see, the Clover is going to be started at 38. Just go up and touch the wing over track. Not the top of the circle, just the track on either side.
Looks like a big improvement, though, from years gone by.
Well, it's coming along good.
Because I've judged him many times in the past. Coming on strong, Dale Earnhardt. Okay, Joe Ortiz, second official flight. We're all lined up for the adventure here. Joe is in second or third right now. He's in third, looking to be in first, of course. Having a little judging seminar here with Dave. It's working well. Waldo's behind me doing his thing with the head trim. We really got to get him a 14.5 rev up. Okay, and boy, if there's ever one guy we're going to miss from this area, it's Joe Ortiz. Boy, Arizona got a good draft choice. We ought to get draft choices. This guy runs contests, collates newsletters for 6-7 years. One of the most fun guys to be with, especially when he's had a few rum and cokes. We're going to miss him and Peggy both. Waiting for after this flight, John Duncan is going to fly to Vegas and try to get that on tape. I know there's a lot of people out there that haven't seen that ship and that little tune pipe setup work yet. And we like to get some of everything. Try to get some variety in the world of stunt, koi varieties. Anyway, I've got this book about koi. It's so funny. Koi Varieties is the name of the book. If you like interesting reading, that's a great book. Ed Southwick lives again. Nice plane. And I hope by next time we have assembled a really good crew of trained professionals. Tom Richards heading the crew, playing center field. Peter Michael on backup video camera. Dave Midgley, supreme voiceover man. Hey, we only want to do the best. these things for all eternity, for the rest of all time. Anyway, I see the battery light coming on. I may be nearing the end of this battery. Yeah, we're at the end. This is going to be the end of this flight. Let me go change your battery. As we get another flight ready, John Duncan will be next. Just getting ready to get rid of this bozo out of the mix. These things are impressive when they take off. Look at the size compared to those little single engines in the back. Pretty cool, baby. There's some piece of heavy artillery. John Duncan in the pits.
Thanks, Wendy.
Okay, Joe, you're on, baby.
Joe, we gave you 50 pattern points just because you're a cool guy.
What they're gonna do, Joe, is give you your age and pattern points. All right, John Duncan, the tension mounts. Da 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 da. You guys aren't gonna give Duncan the shaft, are you? Hey, post a phony score sheet for Duncan for 6'10" or something.
Yeah, we don't have to. He's the guy that like forgets wing overs. That's what he did his first flight.
You forgot a wing over?
Yeah.
Did it run nice? The little plane flies good?
Watch this. I think what you'll find, and you can watch it too, what he needs to do is he needs to put some nose weight in.
Okay, it's a little tail heavy?
Yeah,
Or get the lead outs back.
Well, he's got tail weight in it. I said, John, it's just too heavy. It's too heavy in the tail. And
Yeah.
if you watch it, see if you see the same thing.
Okay.
In level flight, it's like bumping all over the place.
Yeah.
And he's got corner to spare.
Okay, so you could shut the handle down,
That's
move
all.
the lead outs back,
Yep.
use a bigger prop. There's a lot of things you could do to make that better.
Yep. In nifty 50s here.
50-50, oh no. Anything with 50-50. Is he really?
Chewing
is
on
he-
a stick.
Get your motor running.
I need you and your plane.
You're as big a part of the world of stunt as Windex.
And paper towel.
And paper towel. Listen, I want you to tell your mother, look, don't tell her I said so, but get you a real haircut. Lose the bowl, lose the shears, the things they cut sheep with, and get a real haircut.
A windy
A
here.
windy haircut. The girls will love it. You go up and you cuddle them and you go bzzz and tickle them with your hair.
I think they like that just the way it is.
Uh-oh. Leon Bowen, fresh out of the witness protection program.
They won't let me fly.
Oh! Anybody who doesn't know, Dave Cook is the warden of a prison in real life. Or something like that.
I can't take a picture of you and your plane.
Sure you can.
Then let's go.
You gotta pay me. I'm like Madonna, you gotta pay me to take a picture. You kidding me?
What if we fight like this, guys? Don't fly like that. You won't do good. John Duncan weather check. Wants us over here.
John Duncan deodorant check.
Man, I can smell us running a long way on
Oh man, he's gone. John, you're here to impress us, not undress us. Oh man. The tension mounts. All the mechanics from the C5A program are lining up on the wings to check out John Duncan's soon-to-be immortal, tail-heavy, slightly $50 engine tune pipe ship. Put a 60 in this thing, John. 50-50 now. There's no talking while I'm shooting video. This is serious stuff.
Get your wing over.
Don't forget the square 8.
No, you mean 15 inch.
Next thing you're going to tell them to take the CAD starter off the engine.
Boy, they're merciless. They really are. It's terrible. Oh boy, I'm glad it's not me on the other end of the camera. Come on, Yanni. Listen to one flip start. I love it.
Angry bee.
Get your motor running. Da, 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 da. Now the big question is, will he remember the wing over? Let's see. What comes after level flight?
I wonder if it's actually forget to judge the wing
Look at this. People are burping and farting over by his plane here. Come on. Okay, John Duncan, second official, looking to move up into first. Okay, John, now I'm going to give you my critique here, for even if you don't want it. And I know you watch all the videos too, so don't wimp out on me and give me any baloney. I know you're watching this right now. And I love $50 engines, so we have a lot in common. As the C5A kills every mosquito on the field with raw jet fuel. Nice motor run. Listen to that motor run. Wow, little tune pipe motor run. I love it. I have to go back and look at the tape, but I think he said he just put 2 head gaskets in this, and if it runs like this with a tune pipe, it'll run like this without a tune pipe too. There's no difference. There's no wind up in the wind here today, so. And that's one thing you might want to try, John, is try this same motor with a pipe and without a pipe, just to, see how it runs both ways. What the hell? You already have the hole cut in the side of the fuselage. Put a tongue muffler, put a barrel, try it both ways. Nice motor run. That's definitely nice. Now see this burst of lean, watch right here. Now, that after it's already in level flight, you put it on a muffler, it won't do that. And actually, I don't know if this is on muffler pressure, I mean on pipe pressure, whatever you want to call it. I would be wanting to try this on pipe pressure too. It has the nice run characteristics. Looks like it's making about the right amount of power. And it looks like a nice design. I think most of Steve's stuff is real nice. Real close to being what any stunt pilot could fly or find useful. Brakes 2-4, nice both ways. Yeah, that would be a real interesting, being you have a $50 motor. You could even make one a pipe motor and one a muffler that comes with the motor, or a muffler that, I don't know what. Get a tongue muffler, get a little barrel muffler on it, have it both ways. Plenty of corner. Most of the geometry errors are just pilot doing them. Doesn't look like it's over tip weighted. It might be a little on the tail heavy side. You can always try moving the lead outs back just a little bit though and see. That'll tell you. You might be a little ahead of the CG here. That's where a lot of these hops and bobbles come from. If you can get the lead outs an inch behind the CGs. See, now that kind of stuff, when it's bobbling like, that's tail heavy. When it doesn't pull out flat, that rock solid flat is when you got the lead outs just about an inch behind the CG, and you got the CG at between 15 and 20%. That'll work almost on every plane all the time. All right, a little soft up top, usually some prop diameter, lead out rake, a little rudder offset, something to get that, or shorten the lines a foot. A foot off the lines a lot of times will take care of that. But overall, this is a real nice thing worth pursuing. And obviously he's got the finishing part of the hobby in the bank. He's going to be a front row finisher real soon, if not already. Real nice finish. See that, the dead bobble? The wind just changed direction. Anyway, take these comments to heart, John. You're a star in the making here, baby. Go for it. See, that's unnecessary. Now, if you go back and look at the things we want to change here, a little bit more prop diameter will do that. This won't count in the score, but we might have just missed the wind. I'd say overall that's something worth pursuing, definitely. And most of all, it has that nice little motor run. That is really nice. Congratulations, John, that's great. There's nothing to compare. He's doing fine. All right, how'd this work out? Bill Hummel won. Who was second? I can't read through it. John Duncan was second.
And some stranger from New York came in third.
Joe, he cheated. He should be an expert. Tucson Joe. Bruce went home. And Billy was second.
Hey, Noel.
Aaronstein was third.
Gather around,
And I'm sure Waldo is out there. He's still flying and he's still practicing and still picking up some little tips and technology. It won't be long. Waldo's coming up.
See, I didn't leave us a whole lot of room to adjust the tank.
Arizona, here I come. Right back where I started. Boy, Wolgast is in big trouble. Joe's gonna kick his ass right off the field. Yeah, you show those Arizonians how to fly, Joe. Give them some of that East Coast technology. Last but not least, Glenn Keller has agreed to get into the box or he doesn't get his plane fixed. Yeah, get him over here. Put him in the box. We'll fix him. In the WinStar competition, Jim Borelli won the Pretty WinStar competition here. Buffed and waxed. He broke a window during the week. Jeez. Hey! Hey!
Very good. Thank you. Hey, do you want to use the I think I can out-yell him.
Oh, okay.
First place. When your guy's walking by the scoreboard saying, what the hell is this guy doing here? He belongs up in the next class. Walter Johnson.
Hey, Walter.
Hey! Hey! Yeah, he's in the business. In the business.
One more, Walter, and you're going up to expert level.
Expert.
Third place in advance, Joe Ortiz.
Hey! Arizona Joe.
Take that to Arizona with you.
Yeah, give that to Lou Walgas when you go there.
Moving out to Arizona in August.
That's what he thinks.
Second place, real pretty new airplane, John Duncan.
Hey!
What's that engine? The blue one?
I know.
Very good, on the way. And then first place, wow, William Hummel.
Whoa! Expert. Think about it, Bill.
Third place, Rob Aronstein.
Hey!
Thank you.
In the 56 Caddy Award.
Second place, Ronald Williams Flores.
Hey!
A 7-year-old airplane. What a new one.
And a 60-year-old body.
First place,
Paybacks are a bitch, huh, Bill?
Wendy Erdenhouse.
Hey, I agree.
There you go.
Sandbagging. Whoop.
And don't go away. We have a best aircraft certificate, and you can face that, shrink it, and put it in the cockpit of the Spitfire.
I think I will. Thank you.
Winner.
Thank you.
We have a beginner that tried and did not fly, so we keep coming up with beginner plaques left over. We need more beginners, guys. If you got beginners,
Next time.
encourage them to get out here. All I gotta do is get off the ground, and they'll liable to get one of these.
I can do that, Walt. My trouble is I land tail first.
That would qualify.
There, nose first. Well, I can do that.
Okay, next
Hey.
the judge for us this year on top of it all.
All right.
And I want to thank the judges, I want to thank the tabulators, they all did a great job. Let's give them a hand.
Hey.
And if you want to use this site at any time, this is a great national practice site, it's available. Okay, thanks for...
How about a hand for Dave Cook? Hey.
Leon is a guy that was assistant.
Hey, look, Joe. See you later, Joe. See you later, Joe. See you in Arizona.
If anybody wants a flyer for the...
That was really a great contest this weekend. Everybody seemed to have a great time, except Glenn Keller. Anyway, we only have a little time this morning. I wanted to get up here with the Stooge. I have the four-bladed prop repitched. And what I'm going to try to do is get a couple of flights, square one on this prop and engine combination, and then switch over to the four-blade and see if I can get kind of a similar or even a better run. And I'll know if I have to pitch up or pitch down, hopefully. Even though the air is not too good here, I try to always keep the setup for the plane, the prop, the spinner, the nuts, and all the little paraphernalia all in one bag. So when I come out to test, I just go into the container there, take out the bag for the four-blade. Of course, we still have the five-blade we have to do. So this will give me a little bit of chance to get some relative numbers off of these props, again, in some bad air. Hey, this is the prop that we used over the weekend. This is 14.5, of course. This is cut to about 12 1/4. And what I'm trying to establish is, if I look back at the video that Jimmy shot Saturday, I can establish what the motor run was like. And it still needs, believe it or not, still needs probably a 64th of a tank shim. Still a little bit faster in the outsides than insides. But anyway, we can work on that today too, being we're not going to really be doing some stunt patterns. But most of all, I want to get that four-blade if I can, and adjust my pitch gauge if necessary, if I need to do that. Now, I really like to start off each day. Start off each day with a song. Not really. This wind is unbelievable. I got a couple of flights in. I'm trying to get this to where I feel I'm at the end of the power band. And this is really a 3 or 4 click setup. What we did at Mass, we went in 2 clicks and out 2 clicks, and we had it good both ways. So I was kind of happy the way that worked out. But what I really want to establish is where I'm right on the power band with the 2-blade prop, and then I want to put the 4-blade on. Now the 4-blade usually loads the motor a lot more, but I want to find out and just get a rough number here, because it really is an unflyable day. And boy, we've had plenty of them. What a great weekend in Massachusetts, though. It's just unbelievable what a nice weekend that was. But always when you're testing props, get the square one first. Get it dialed right into where you're real happy with everything. Then switch to prop and see if the needle went richer or leaner, fuel consumption went up or down. And once you have all that data, then you can make really a decision which prop you like the best. A lot of props too, what I don't like about some props, when they get de-pitched a lot, what'll happen is you only have a needle setting of 1 click, so it's real likely that under contest conditions you'll miss the needle set or whatever. So basically another thing we can see too is by getting that 4-blade pitched exactly the way I want it, when we go back and put the double star in here, that'll be the double star with the 4-blade will probably weigh real close to what a Tiger weighs with a wood prop, so we'll have even another combination. And that's the whole key, is have all the combinations. Now what always is amazing to me, and I've done this so many times and I'm always amazed. We were on Runway Air in Massachusetts. Runway Air, and if anything had too much power. We were going faster than we wanted to be. And I get here today and roughly with the same setup at the same RPM at the top of the power band, it's on the verge of being wimpy. And it always tells you that when you're in a surrounded area with trees, you always need to generate more power, more brute drive-through power, Kenworth truck power, whatever you want to call it, than when you're on the runway. And I suspect this is the reason a lot of people are really handicapped when they get to the Nats. Now I know Glenn Keller was just back, he flew with Paul Walker, and he says they have a site that simulates Nats conditions. Now you can see by looking at the circle burner field, it's not exactly Nats conditions. So imagine a tremendous advantage it is if you can find a field. Now for us it's impractical to drive to Massachusetts every time we want to fly, but Massachusetts is about as close to being a Nats site. Really, there's nothing even in second place. Not Middlesex or this place. But the point is, you know ahead of time, anything that's wimpy here, when you take it out on the runway, will probably be just right. You can always interpolate that down, so you would never want to develop a setup, you know, just for one condition. And maybe if you had the Nats here and under these conditions, you know, Jimmy Casale would win every time. I don't know, especially if he was back in the hobby. But these conditions, you always need just so much more power and drive than you do out on the runway. And every time you go through this same test, the results are the same. So you think by now I would have figured this out. Okay, we've got hopefully got enough flights here. We'll pull this spinner off, put the 4-blade on, and now we have a real good idea of what the air conditions are today. And this is I think the hottest day of the year. They said it's going to go into the 90s, which will give us a good indication. Usually by the time we get to the Nats, it's in the 90s. Team trials sometimes a little cooler, but the Nats, it's always brutal out in Muncie. On that black top, the heat is just rising off. Well, boy, what an advantage it would be to have your own field or a place to fly where you could simulate Nats conditions on a regular basis. And I'm sure that's one of the key assets Paul Walker has. Needless to say, being a real hard worker isn't a bad asset either. But one of the things when we had Bradleys, we always had the planes dialed in for Bradleys, and the one year, I think it was 85, we went to the Nats. I can remember just like it was yesterday hearing Lou Dudka say, "Oh, the air was dead. We're at Bradley's. Jimmy's going to win by 50 points." I don't think he won by 50 points, but it was Bradley's. It was back up 3 feet every time you go through a loop. And so there was something to be said for flying in this terrible air if you can ever get these conditions. But I don't think the conditions you have at this field in any way you're going to see, or I'm going to see at Muncie. But if we do, it'll be some kind of a little advantage, I don't know. Or for instance, if you ever will go to like these off-the-wall places in Russia and China where they fly in soup bowls and China bowls and everything, well, there might be some kind of an advantage to that, but who knows. But you're always ahead of the game if you have it all. If you have all the props in it, you can always fine-tune it down to what you really want. Now, as I'll always do, is I'll put this whole setup, I'll mark it that this was the setup that I used at the Massachusetts spring meet. I'll scratch that right into the prop, because if I ever want to go back to those conditions, simulate those conditions, and I can scratch it right in with a screwdriver. It's funny, I look at props in other people's boxes and I see 95 knacks, different things that I've written on my own props. Shows you how many people don't return the props. Anyway, there we got just a thought, an idea you can use. If a prop works in it now, obviously we're going to go back to the Mass Cup later. Might be real cool if we have a prop that we know is going to work under those conditions. The side benefits, of course, that I like with the prop is that it looks scale. One of the, not that it would matter, I'd always try to have the prop on that really worked the best, but it doesn't hurt if the one that works the best looks the nicest too. And that's all set, it's marked, and we have one of the things that we know is a given or a square one. Now we can start here, even though we're probably at the end of this session, we will try to get 1 or 2 flights on this, and then we can do kind of a comparison in our mind, at least on the way home, what the pluses are, the minuses under these conditions, and if we want to add more pitch or take some away. Hard not to like the way it looks with the 4-blade. With the 4-blade and the 5-blade, it really does. To me, that always adds a little dimension. Now, a couple of the things we're looking for. The needle valve is set exactly the same. What I want to do is when the motor starts, let it come up to operating temperature, and I want to see if I have to go in on the needle or out on the needle to get back into my power band, back into that just a little bit on the rich side run. And I'll see, well, I hope anyway, I'll have to do it by interpolation. See if the plane is going a little bit too fast, a little bit too slow, have the maneuver speeds picked up, gone down. If I have to go out on the needle, I have to concern myself with, will I run out of fuel sooner? Again, a lot of variables. Now, if for instance we put this on and it was going too slow and I really wanted to use it, one of the choices I would have is to take out one of the head gaskets, up the power a little bit. But right now I'd like to keep this motor right about at the power setting it is now, which seemed about as close as I could expect for Massachusetts, and that's really the test. The test really was the runway air, whatever you could say of the simulation we had up there. It wasn't really accurate, but it was certainly a lot more valid than what we're getting right here. Anyway, let's get a rough idea. I have my pitch gauge home, so I can, if I'm not happy with this, I can adjust the pitch gauge and just repitch it. Always have that little gauge. Now Robert's here with the Noble. Never been flown yet, right? Alright, at least 2 runs. At least 2 runs. Keep it on the rich side so if some crap goes in it, then we'll take a look at the filter. And by then I'll be done with my stuff. I'm about at the end of my playing here for the day. Anyway, this is the... did you figure out the weight on it? Did you get a final weight? No?
It's light.
Well, you can always take my scale, borrow my scale. Okay, get it run a couple of times and I'll get off the pad here and get my stuff put away. Now with about 5 flights on this, it's really still under pitch, so I'm going to put this away for now. Needs one more little pitch adjustment and we can come back to this. As long as I have just a little more time here, I probably got enough time for one more flight in fact. This is 12 inches in diameter and I have the exact same prop, 12 1/4. being I know this one runs well and matches that powertrain setup just the way I like it, I'm going to go to a 1/4 inch more diameter and just see if it's what the variation is going to be. Am I going to lose the corner? With this prop, it has a real nice corner. The 4-blade just needs a little more pitch. A couple of things worth doing is I'll make up a little note for this, what the situation was, and also what I want to do when I get home, because otherwise you tend to forget this stuff. I always put a little note in there exactly what I want to do with that prop next, especially when they're carbon. It's that time when all that work you spent all winter buffing and fooling around. I think it's going to be fine. Just be careful for a couple of flights till you see if it's real nose heavy or tail heavy or what. See, what we did, as we always do, is run it a couple times on the ground, clean the filters, clean everything up, retighten the bolts, play it safe. You all set?
Yep.
Because it's not lean. I don't want to have a lean run. Let it be on the rich side. Okay. Can't get the battery on the way? Just watch those props if you turn them by hand. The damn things are like a razor blade. The finish really looks nice. You don't even have bubbles in the fillets yet. Oh, use my battery. Come on, get that piece of shit out. That damn Mickey Mouse, you're going to stick your finger in a prop using that thing. There's no reason to have that.
Well, the other one went dead on me.
That's a reason. Oh, I love it, I love it. Come on, let's go, you son of a gun. Leave the battery up. Nice. Well, you understand, you put the pressure line on, now the needle was set when you had no muffler.
Yeah, well,
you got to lean it in.
I took the needle all off together.
Oh, okay.
The cowl.
Well, we got to put it way in. That's just why you bench it.
Choke it then?
No, I just put it. Don't take the battery off till we get it neat. Guy had one of those Max 40s, the blue ones up there. Boy, did that run nice. $50. $50.
I think made the mufflers.
Know that was on there.
Sure I did. Okay, Robert Sabatino's first flight. This is the Nobler, and he's done a lot of the work down at the cellar. Brand new, never been flown, so run twice on the ground and we launch it with the battery on. Looks relatively straight wing-wise. See, now, the only thing he didn't do here that I'm not crazy about We didn't weigh this. We don't know what it weighs, although it feels about right. The other part of it is I would have liked to, I don't know, just known where it balances and how much tip weight is in here and stuff, but anyway, he'll probably just fly out the first couple of flights. Looks pretty nice. Looks like it's going a reasonable speed anyway, so we'll see how this pans out today. Now I want to hear it from his own voice. I don't want to hear now that there's no pressure on him to say anything good here. How did it fly?
Fantastic.
Oh my God, what a guy. Geeski, eat your heart out, Aldrich or whoever. Okay.
It ran beautiful.
I gotta go. I gotta go do some stuff. I'll be by the house tonight if you want to stop by. If you can't, one night this week, come and get the stooge.
Okay.
Okay, good luck. I'm out of here.
And I want to thank Wendy on the tape.
And give Wendy... This is what's nice when you get home from a hard day of flying. Back to the pond. Well, look what happened. Those plants we got from the circle burners. Looks like they're all going to make it. Midgley's going to be down here soon, I hope, to help me do some work on a pond. Got these cool little black moors. I don't know if you can see them. Little baby fish. Let's see if you can see them. Yeah, not really. I know they don't show up on the lens. There they are. There's one of them right there. Black moors. Anyway, let's go down the shop. We got work to do today. A really sad thing happened. I was cleaning out the pond and there was a baby bird in the pond. And when I looked up, the mother has a nest way up in the tree. One of the chipperoos has a nest up there. The baby must have fallen out of the tree, so had to bury him. Oh yeah, they're right. Let me see. Yeah, that would make a nice stunt ship. I think we could live with that.
I mean, my Super Kestrel might turn right into that. It's just about what it is.
Yeah, can you turn it upside down so you can read the letter? Well, obviously you're going to...
Micro-release, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have that computer generated or whatever you want to...
Whatever, I might just have a stencil done, but see how nice this one is? You can even see the reflection of the letter on the...
Yeah, that'd make a good stunt ship.
They rubbed out their paint.
The emblem's great, everything, the wheel pads, I mean...
Let me see the cover. You got a picture on the cover too?
Same one, I think, just with the cover graphics stuck in with it.
Yeah, great. Great. Now, Kenny, look at, where's that thing you had? Kenny compared the Bucks Deluxe and the Spitfire here.
Yeah.
And he came up with the fact that, what is the bottom line here? Adamusco doesn't have a clue about what he's doing?
Well, if we go by the nose moment for the Bucks Deluxe and the Spitfire, the difference is 93%. If we go by the tail moment, the Bucks Deluxe is 94% of the Spitfire. They're very close until you get to the wing and stab area, and then we get the wing is 88%. The Bucks Deluxe is only 88% of the Spitfire, and the stab is only 84%. So those ends of it are much smaller. Trying to make a Bucks Deluxe into a Spitfire, my thought is to this wing.
This is all Adamusco stuff.
This is all Adamusco stuff, and if someone else wants to use it, then I need to duplicate.
Oh, you did the ribs already,
and get it back to them. Yeah, I did the ribs.
All right. That's a good idea.
Now, what I got here, I have 3 of each, because I originally I was making a set of plywood patterns, and then I decided just to...
No, you don't need plywood.
So I went to the
rubber cement?
Copy shop.
Cement?
This sprayed with 77.
Oh, 77?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
But what happened is, and this is something I learned about the Xerox joint, is I have 3 different ribs, and each one is approximately a 1/16 of an inch different than, or more like an 1/8 of an inch different than the other one. Luckily, the one that Adamusco specifies is the smallest one.
Okay.
But each one of these machines gave me a different size.
The machines are not accurate, is what you're saying, and I didn't realize that either.
And
so the ones that have had a lot of use in the copy shops and like that, they get beaten to hell.
Yeah. So the little ones, you know.
See, you also could go to a copy shop and dial this up 0.5% and just.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would do that too.
Now, what I realize is that I'm going to take the larger ribs and I'm going to sand them down to match the smaller ribs. But then when I put these holes in for the rods, I have to do them in pairs.
What you got to do is you got to make a jig fixture. We did this for Peabody, where it butts up. Jimmy will show you how to do this. Butts up on here, and the plywood gives you the alignment for the two holes. You cannot do this by like lining up the rib and looking at the hole. This has to butt up. Otherwise, and you have a center line going. Remember we did it for Peabody, made those SV11 ribs. Otherwise, if these are off even a 16th, it magnifies as you go out the wing.
Right.
Well, we could take care of this. We'll just make a little fixture up
The
there.
other thing that's of concern that I want to talk about this evening is that
an abrasive disc as far as cutting hinge slots.
Yeah.
I could cut a slot with that and use a normal hinge. It doesn't have to be a big wide hinge like the IM.
You got to do any hinging tonight, Kenny?
No.
We can give this a try. I got nothing I need hinges
really
in.
beautiful.
But I know mine, I used the parting wheel, and this will work great. And you say it doesn't backbite at all?
Doesn't backbite at all.
Wow. Okay, good.
The Dremel one, you can barely put it down in the wood and it races.
Oh, yeah.
This thing, I guess it's the way the teeth are ground or something. You can just set it right in.
That's
do whatever
good.
you want to do with it. Make a rip, like if you have to cut a square hole in the middle of a piece of ply.
Okay, this is a new product that just came out, and Jim's going to, well, he's still trying to figure out how to use it. Which end goes in your anus here? I don't. It's a compression gauge, and it comes with some directions, and it comes with Super Tiger 60. No Super Tiger 60. Okay, what we need is a demo. You got a motor over there, Ken?
Yeah, I'm looking for
Take the gold plug out. Let's see. And you need a propeller, I assume. But we just bought this. This is Jimmy's new tool. He's going to take everybody's temperature at the Nats and see who needs an enema. Let's figure out how this works.
We have a glow plug.
This genius reading the directions. I don't know. This idea of reading the directions, though, is kind of cuts against my grain, if you know what I mean.
I wanted to see whether they wanted it done powered or just.
Well, what is that? A Max S? An old Max S?
Yeah, old Max S.
Okay. And what does that read after?
80 pounds after about 6 flips.
Okay.
Let's try it backwards, see if what you're saying is.
It's got the little relief gauge. Yeah, if you do it forward and do it reverse and then average them. The real way to do this, I think, though, Jimmy and I are both in a full agreement.
Flip it long enough, it gets to 80 again that way, or just under.
But the way to do it is get an electric drill that runs at a given RPM and always do it front to back and then average it. I don't care what they say in the directions. What do they know? They're only in business.
That gives you more consistency, because one flip is 20 pounds, next flip is 40 pounds.
I guarantee you another thing, if you take that motor out in the sun and get it hot, it'll be different than when it's ice cold on a freezing day.
Yeah, that's the other thing I had heard, that you have to warm it up before you do this. You know, you got to pre-run it and get it to a certain temperature, and then you can check.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Otherwise, you're reading a cold fit, and if it's just sitting at the top of the tape,
like an ABC.
Yeah,
a VMAX. If you do a VMAX when it's cold, you almost can't turn it over.
Yeah, Big Jim has told me he takes an ABC and holds it like this for 5 minutes, and he loses 40 pounds of pressure the next time he does it, just from holding it in his hand. So it's a funny thing.
Well, we're going to be experimenting with this in the future.
80.
One more tool in the arsenal.
It's something that you could set one motor to another by.
What Jimmy just said, it's significant too, is if you have two motors, what it would let you know really is a comparison between the two, which was, in theory, the stronger of the two, even though the Venturi could control that. But if you had two and one, like the Tiger that's in the plane now probably has 1 million flights on it, that's probably not going to read real well. But the Double Star will read to the moon because it's a new, fresh motor.
Right.
So you still have to take that into account too.
And plus, once you get your setup, you know how many pounds. Wait time, and then it's buying new.
Well, Carlos just buys motors every time he goes to the hobby shop and just keeps throwing them away.
Right,
I mean, that's one way to do it too.
RC flyers buy old FPs every day.
All right, one more tool in the arsenal.
Yeah.
And Jimmy just said again too, is you can, if you do this after every 50 flights, it'll give you an idea when the motor's starting to show some wear and tear. Well, what'd you get done on the carrier ship today? You got it all squished out?
I got a little bit of dorsal to put on the front of the rudder.
It's appropriate enough heading into the garbage can here.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, paint this tonight or what?
No, I'm going to epoxy it home. That's no problem. I just got to get it ready to be sprayed tomorrow.
And this is the one that's got the big hot engine in it, the 60?
Yeah.
Just trying to give Ken a little kind of a hands-on thing with one of Midgley's cals. He needs an extra cal, so We cut up the cloth ahead of time, and this is always good to,
Okay, so I think
I guess,
got a coat.
just spread the information around. We don't know that you're going to use one of these, but if you ever want to make one, then you don't need me around to do it. That's the great news. And just start with the cloth that I cut and lay it up. Now, thanks for joining us on the tape. Believe me, Glenn Keller is a good sport, and I know I'll be hearing from his lawyer. Anyway, look what I get in the mail. This is the last thing you're going to see on this tape. Everybody knows I love motorcycles. This is the Ural Motorcycle Company, and somebody might have thought, I won't even mention whose name, who sent this. They thought I might be interested in buying a brand new World War II Russian-made BMW Ural motorcycle with a sidecar. Can you believe this? I don't know. But I just thought, being Glenn was around, Glenn, if you buy one of these, look, you can put Jake in the sidecar. And it comes with the official, believe me, this is not a joke, it comes with the official Russian Army paint job, and it has a shaft drive third wheel. Jake, you'll sit right here, you can be drinking tequila sunrise. Anyway, hey, see you on the next tape. It's been fun. And Jake, bite his ass. Well, just look how easy it is to get parts for one of these. You just send from Earbit, Moscow, right to Seattle. I wonder if Paul Walker's buying one of these. Anyway, hey, thanks a lot for joining us. And always make sure the first thing you do is have fun. See you on the next tape.
To my little bunch of happiness. Oh, how I pine for those lips, sweet as wine. They'll be